Check. What's up, everybody? This is Victor Pring, and welcome to Unfiltered, where we talk about your feelings unfiltered. This is your host, and today, this afternoon, cyberspace, meron tayong special guest. Isa sa pinaka-macho na kilala ko. Before I met him personally, bago siya nakita, akala ko mga 7-footer to. Akala ko sobrang laki ng katawan. Grabe kasi yung boses. At maririnig nyo naman, everybody, the one and only, my very good friend, DJ David Ardiente.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Victor Prink's Unfiltered podcast, and thank you, Vic, for having me here.
Thank you so much, brother. So, alam mo na, nakita mo na yung first few episodes natin. First one was with Mark Marasigan. Second was with...
Oh, yeah. He's making waves with that video. So,
ang tindi, no?
very nice, very nice.
So, because we want to talk about...
Pati ako napalevel up nga.
Napalevel up ka, no?
I wore sunscreen today.
Oh,
twice, yeah.
Talaga? Siyempre, take care talaga of your sister.
Di tayo pwede ba iwan?
Oo. Siyempre, alangan sila lang. Dapat tayo din. So, etong series natin ngayon, it's called The Rise. So, basically, we invited you because I really look up to you.
Mahilig talaga ako sa kanin eh.
Extra rice, ganun. Kitang-kita naman natin.
Oh.
So, dahil of all the DJs I know, ikaw ang parang may pinakamadami o pinakamatinding accolades. Guys, if you don't know, David Ardiente is the voice of NBA.
Well, that was back when NBA was still with Solar TV.
Pwede bang bigyan mo sila ng sample dyan?
Pwede naman.
Sige, go.
The Golden State Warriors will take on the Los Angeles Lakers live tomorrow at 9 a.m. right here on NBA Premium TV.
Yeah! Woo! Solid, no? Kahit kaibigan ko siya, lagi kong pinapaulit sa kanya yan dahil sobrang saya, sobrang nakakatuwa. So, brother, alam ko sobrang busy ka today. You were super busy, but during a work day or during syempre, bear months ang pinaka-crazy sa atin. Paano nagsisimula ang araw ng David Ardiente at paano natatapos?
Well, okay. Of course, you all know naman that DJing involves late nights.
Yep.
So, ako mahilig ako matulog talaga eh. Grabe ako matulog. Mantika ako matulog. I'd rather sleep than eat.
Totoo.
Shows naman, di ba?
Oo.
Kaya wala akong regimen sa katawan, wala akong exercise. Sa araw, bigla na lang akong tutumbay.
Huwag naman.
No, I wake up. Of course, I whisper a prayer for waking up.
Yep.
And look for something to eat. Then maybe watch some TV. Because when I wake up, it takes a while before my body wakes up, or my brain wakes up. Ako, siguro mga half an hour, I have to sit down and medyo
chill
muna, tingin muna sa ceiling, ganyan.
Muni.
Cellphone, tingnan mo yung mga nag-message ako gabi na hindi mo nasagot kasi tulog ka. Ganun lang naman. And then, find something to eat. Basically, napaka-monotonous nga ng buhay ko eh. If I have no other work, I'd rather just rest, watch TV until the gig happens again at night.
Well, I think you can say na you just want rest because you are one of the most booked DJs in the Philippines. Not only as a DJ, but also you on hosting, you on doing videos.
Yeah, apart from club DJing and in the bars,
yes.
I do a lot of voiceover work.
Yes.
For radio ads, a bunch of AVPs, and for live events.
I want to go into that topic, no? So, how did you start, before we go to your DJ career, kasi alam ko simultaneously to, yung VO, hosting, and DJing, right? Sa ano ang pinaka nagsimula?
What do you mean by when?
Ano ang pinaka nauna doon sa pag-VO mo ba?
Actually, sabay-sabay. Kasi
sabay-sabay talaga?
Back when I was still in high school, nagsispin na ako eh, for a mobile eh.
Talaga?
And then also, back when I was in high school, I was always tasked to host shows, events. Parang
crazy.
Maliit pa lang ako, parang doon na ako papunta eh.
Crazy. Parang si Joyce, no? Ikaw lagi ang nakatoka.
Like yung Angelus namin, boses ko, yung inaugural address sa JFK na pinapakinggan ng lahat ng estudyante before. Boses ko yun.
Okay.
Maybe I'm just thankful I was blessed with.
Does it run in the family as well?
My dad has a really nice voice, and my brother does the same.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a brother who's into. He was also a radio DJ,
Okay.
and he does a lot of.
So straight
hosting.
from high school, dire-diretso na.
As a club DJ, 98.
1998.
Yes.
So Lance, hindi ka pa pinapanganak nun. At ako, 4 years old.
Yeah.
Intense. So anong club yan?
Amoeba. Amoeba was a small bar in Eastwood,
Okay.
which sold records, and there was like a small DJ's booth. It was owned by the Sarabias, Optical.
Talaga?
Yeah.
So later may question ako dyan. No? So from that one, alam ko, sunod-sunod na. Radio, posting.
That was 98. I joined 99.5 RT 2003,
Okay.
which later on became Hit FM,
Then
Campus
play.
99.5, and then Play FM.
Yeah.
I'm still with them until now. So that's like what?
Grabe,
20 years?
yeah, 2 decades.
Yeah, 2 decades of
2
being on
decades.
radio. Yeah.
2 decades on being on radio and like going on 3 decades. 3 decades on the decks. Sino nauna sa inyo ni X?
X.
Si X
Si
pa
X.
nauna?
Kasi I think si X 93 pa lang DJ sa Euphoria yan.
Okay.
Ako, sumisingit lang ako sa pila nun para makapasok ng club eh.
Spectator pala.
Oo, wala pa akong ano nun. Alam. Pero I knew how to spin na.
Okay.
Nag-mobile na ako nun eh.
So what pushed you to start being a DJ?
How's that? When I was in high school, we had a freshman. We had a freshman night. It was the only day of the year that we were allowed to party at night inside the school.
Para alam na.
Parang ano siya? Para siyang ano?
CSA, tama?
Yes, CSA. Yeah.
Ito, mga taga CSA din yan.
Yes, sir. So,
You know.
we had a party at the gym na may DJ.
Oo.
Tapos may lights, ganyan. First time ko na-experience yun sa buong buhay ko.
Oo.
First year high school eh. So, lahat ng tao nagwawala, nagsasayaw sa gym. Ako nakatitig lang ako sa DJ. Sabi ko, astig ng ginagawa nito. Sabi ko, paglaki ko, gusto ko maging ganyan.
Talaga?
Ganun talaga. And I think it turns out that was Lopi. I think it was Lopi.
Si Lopi.
Yeah.
So from that event, gaano katagal ka bago nag-aral mag-DJ, mag-start mag-DJ?
Fortunately, a bunch of my other friends in CSA had the same interest in it. Mga CSA, puro mga bigatan. Sisyo, pabili sa airpods ng turntables, ganyan, speakers.
Basic lang sa kanila
basic
yun.
sa kanila yan. So yun, we started our own mobile.
Dun
We were powering soirees, mga fairs ng Assumption, ganyan. Kahit walang bayad. Minsan kami pa nga yung gumagastos.
Para ma-enjoy lang.
Para ma-enjoy lang.
Pero syempre, ano yun eh, pagka CSA ka, mga kabakbakan mo talaga dyan. Easy.
Oo.
Poveda.
Oo. Yeah.
So,
Saints
talaga,
ko, ganyan.
Saints ko. So, talagang
Saint Paul's.
masayang-masaya kayo dyan. Kasi parang kayo yung naging life of the party.
Yep.
So, what would you say or what would you tell dun sa mga kids na gusto simulan yung pagdi-DJ?
You know what? Back then, wala naman kami mga schools to DJ. And walang mga CDJs noong araw. We started from vinyl. We experimented. Kumbaga, we learned on our own. Hindi mo naman kailangan sumabak agad eh. To me, it's really practice that makes perfect. You just keep on doing it, practicing at home, and one day you'll get it.
That's very true. Alam nyo guys,
Diba they say nga, they call you an expert on one thing if you have spent at least 10,000 hours doing it.
Yeah.
Medyo kinakalculate ko eh. Mula 1998, feeling ko lagpas na ako sa 10,000.
Lagpas na yun. Kasi yung 10,000 hours kasi parang yan eh. Ang computation yan.
Basta kinumpute ko, medyo na ako. Lagpas na.
Sobra na.
So, pwede nang tawaging expert.
Pwede nang expert. Alam niyo guys, so before I was David is one of the guys that I work with, I think, in a decade na pag nakakasama ko pa rin siya up until now, even I pursued DJing, napapawaw pa rin talaga ako at hindi kita binubola doon. It's
Sige na
because of the time and effort David puts into his craft prior the gigs. Si David kasi hindi mo siya makikita na sobrang naka-laptop, nakababad, ganyan. Pero alam niya na yung inaayos niya at alam niya na yung paano niya yung mga bala niyang ginagawa. So, bigyan mo sila ng quick rundown how you curate
I guess
a set of...
it comes with experience din kasi. I mean, if you've been spinning for a long time, meaning you've experienced a lot of different audiences,
yes,
age groups, you kind of know, as soon as you step in the club and you see their faces, you kind of know what you're gonna play eh.
Yeah.
Parang, you profile your audience kasi.
Yes.
And I'm not saying I'm perfect, but try it out. If kinagat, sundan mo lang. If hindi kinagat, don't push it. Change it.
So would you
Kaya
say...
nga, I normally don't curate my sets. Meaning, I don't like prepare na this is what I'm gonna play tonight.
Yeah.
Because you don't know who's gonna be in front of you until you get there.
So yun talagang on-the-fly DJing.
Medyo. I'm
Diba?
not saying you guys do that, but
Yeah.
that's how I do it.
Oo, kasi ako more on mas nag-aayos.
Although I have like,
Pero ikaw kasi meron ka na nakareding mga bala.
meron akong kumbaga parang bits and pieces na sure ball na pullers na alam mo na. But
Bangers talaga.
nowadays kasi sobrang niyang predictable.
Yes.
And nakakasawa na rin, to be honest. So it's always nice to research new music.
Research yung music, curate.
And listen to other people's sets also. That's what I do. Hindi naman masama na, you hear the song from another DJ and say, okay yan, kopihin mo. There's nothing, you don't own the song. Unless si X Factor ka na, siya gumawa ng kanta.
Totoo.
Pwede mo mahingin kay X yan eh.
Siya nag-edit, siya nag-remix. Kailangan mo lang siyang lasingin bago mo hingin. So, would you say na when you are DJing, you get better as you get older?
Of course.
Talaga.
Yes. Of course.
Parang
You should. Kasi,
you should, no?
Oo, parang ano yan eh. Kahit namang saang work eh. The more hours you put in, the better you get. Kahit ano pa yan, kahit magsasaka ka or sabihin mong driver ka or housemaid ka. The more you do the things that you're doing, the more you do the laundry, mas bumabango yung labada mo. Kasi the first time you do it, parang may mali ah. You correct yourself eh. And the only way for you to correct yourself is if you make the mistake.
Yes.
And how do you make the mistake? You just keep doing it.
Totoo. And as time goes by, syempre,
Yeah.
master at maaasikaso at matututunan mo siya.
Correct.
Does it come, yung pag-DJ mo ba, parehas din siya when you do your hosting?
Dynamics siguro, parehas din, pero iba lang yung elements involved.
Talaga.
But you're basically working with an audience.
But I know you have performed not just here in Manila, but also internationally.
Yes.
How would you differentiate the feeling, unang-una, yung feeling to perform? Siyempre, I know our viewers and our listeners, gusto nilang malaman.
Actually,
gusto
to be
nilang
honest,
maintindihan.
the Filipinos are the hardest to please. In
Diba?
terms of, yes. Yep. I've played in China. I've played in Vietnam. I've played in the States.
Yeah.
Sobrang dali nilang i-please. Dito parang kailangan talagang medyo aleso ka eh.
Kailangan tumatumbling ka sa
Oo.
stage. No? Kailangan natin gusto nila yung kakain ka ng buhay na manok. How? And why? Paano?
I don't know. I think, we are one of the most internet crazy nations out there. So, yung influences natin are coming from everywhere. So, masyado tayong trying to be like this, trying to be like that, forgetting what real fun is all about.
Yeah. So, nasabi ko na nag-start ka from mobile, then nakapag-international gigs ka na rin. And to our listeners and our viewers, guys, si David lang ata ang isa sa pinakakilala ko na lahat ng prime spots sa Manila, naging residente siya.
Hindi naman lahat.
But I think 90%.
Ganun. Well, luckily, maswerte lang. Naswerte.
Diba?
lang.
So, yung mga prime spots, let's start it from from the year you started.
Okay, so from Amoeba, I moved on to Club Spoon in Alabang.
Mm-mm.
And then Buddha Bar in Glorieta.
Ayun, grabe intense yung Buddha Bar dati.
And then I also played in Dream Bar, which was the old Giraffe.
Okay.
These were like, yung mga bata, hindi na
Naabutan mo pa ba yung zoo?
Yeah, magkakasabayan. Yan.
Doon gumigimik yung nanay ko dati.
Yan. Inabutan ko yan. And then I did Ice Vodka Bar. And then I did Warehouse 135.
Warehouse, solid yung Warehouse.
Yeah, Warehouse 135. After that, sunod-sunod na eh. Hive, Sky.
Hive, Sky.
Vine.
Saan? Vine.
Yeah, that's like the lounge of Hive.
Oo.
Of sina Jesse.
Tapos?
And then I did Chaos.
Chaos na.
Mm.
Chaos, Pangea.
Yep. And then when they closed down, fortunately, the guys at the Palace got me to join them. This was back in 2018, I think. 18 or 19 when they closed down.
So, rekta na. No?
Yeah.
Up until now.
Yes.
Grabe. So, ang makukuha ko sigurong lesson doon is...
But ako, I never chose gigs.
Yeah, I know.
When I was starting, kahit saan yan. I even did a bar called Coquina. When we started, our TF was 10 drink stubs.
Crazy.
Nag-aagawan pa kami sa slots nun.
Siyempre, para maahasa mo talaga yung sarili mo.
Kasi yun nga yun eh. I wasn't, back then, I wasn't really after the money. I was after the experience.
Yep.
Because that's what's gonna make you better.
Totoo.
And then, mas masarap kasi maningil lang mahal pag dinaanan mo yung galing ka dun eh.
Yung hirap. Kasi si David, hindi lang siya pinaka-booked. Siya rin ang isa sa pinakamahal na DJs.
Hindi naman. Grabe naman.
45,000 and up yan. So for you, what are the standards of being a true DJ? Wag mo ako sabihan na marunong ka mag-beat match, marunong ka magbasa ng nota.
Hindi, basic yan eh.
Standard yan eh.
Basic yan. Pero alam mo ako, ito nga eh. I think we've discussed this amongst ourselves before. To me, attitude really plays the biggest role.
Attitude, no? Which is doon ako bumabagsak. Ganun.
Nung simula, medyo. Hindi, sa akin I've helped out a lot of DJs at hindi naman din ganun pa how do you say this? Experience?
Okay, quick rundown nga pala natin yung mga student DJs ni David. Isa dyan, syempre, DJ Bad Boy Rocky. That's now the resident
I don't
DJ of the Palace Manila.
My student. But yeah, I did teach him.
Oo.
Medyo proud ako dyan.
Proud din ako dyan.
Layo na narating ni Bad Boy Rocky.
Oo.
Who else did I teach?
Ako rin. Isa rin ako sa mga tinuruan mo.
I taught Therese Garcia.
Therese. Yeah.
Unfortunately, is already in Canada.
Yes.
I taught Kai Lim also.
Really?
Yes.
Dami din pala, no?
Pero nga, I don't want to focus on teaching kasi it takes a lot of time to teach. You can't. That's why when I was being asked to be a instructor.
For BPM?
I'm not gonna
or
mention,
sessions?
I'm not gonna mention any school. I would always decline. Kasi, correct, I mean, this is me.
Yes.
I don't believe that learning how to DJ can be contained in a certain span of time.
10 sessions.
For example, you enroll, after 10 sessions, okay ka na.
Sa
akin, it can be as fast as 2 weeks, 2 days, or 2 years.
True.
Depends on how you pick up.
Oo. Tsaka kung ako sa akin kasi, it depends kung gaano ko iti-take.
Correct. Yeah.
Yung
and
mga bagay-bagay.
It's a case-to-case basis depending on the person
Yeah.
you're teaching. Alam mo pag yung tao gusto talaga niya matuto. Sometimes, even before you tell him or her what to do, medyo nagigets na niya eh.
Kabisado na, alam na
At saka,
gagawin.
Meron din talagang tao na may mga tenga. Meron din talagang wala.
Yun yung sinasabi natin sa pagsasayaw, parehas kaliwa yung
yes, meron din ganyan sa DJing. Pero kaya naman ding yun.
Yun yung talagang bilangan ng gagawin mo. Kasi,
Medyo tutok.
oo, kasi sa akin, when I was learning it, you were telling me to count. But I was beat matching through the beats na naririnig ko. So you were like, ang hirap mo turuan magbilang. Sige na nga, pakinggan mo na lang. Basta, tama na yung ginagawa mo, wag ka na magbilang.
Hindi, pero yung counting really, ano yan eh. Parang,
para mas sure siya eh,
hindi,
no?
basic talaga yan.
Oo.
Parang, yun talaga yung kailangan mong unang-una matutunan counting and beat
So para
matching
may quick reference yung listeners natin na hindi marunong mag-DJ, paano yung counting yan?
Counting, 1, 2, kahit ano pang kanta yan. It will all...
Saan mo siya sisimulan?
Sa 1.
Hindi, saan mo sisimulan na part ng song?
Papakinggan mo yung song, may rhythm yan eh. May bars yan eh. Maririnig
Saan
mo
mo sisimulan? Sa first 4, second 4?
No, what do you mean? Saan ko sisimulan?
Doon sa, syempre, merong first 16 counts, di ba?
Okay.
Saan ko bibilangin doon yung 1?
O di after the last 16, doon 1 ka ulit.
Okay.
Ganun lang yun.
So, kunyari, listener lang ako, tapos gusto ko siyang matutunan. Pagka pinapakinggan ko yung kanta, paano ko malalaman na, okay,
it's hard to explain now. There has to be music playing for me to be able to tell you.
Okay. Okay. So, sa mga listeners, gusto nyo matutunan, i-YouTube nyo na lang yan.
Kahit anong kanta pa yan, kahit cha-cha pa yan, may bilang lahat yan.
May bilang yan.
And pare-parehas ang bilang yan.
So, what do you think about female DJs?
What do I think about female DJs?
Yes, and for them getting booked. Kasi syempre, it's very hot topic right now kasi there are a lot of female DJs and some guys are telling them or some people, syempre, hindi ko naman sabihin na lalaki lang kasi minsan yung ibang girl din sinasabi na, nabubuk lang naman yan kasi maganda, nabubuk lang naman yan kasi pogi. So, hindi ko lang sabihin na female. So, syempre, di ba? I mean, you being on the scene a lot longer and a lot better, I want to hear from you now. What do you think about DJs getting booked left and right, especially the female DJs and more?
Okay, let's put it this way. Wala naman nagsabi that DJing is just for men. It just so happened that it was a male-dominated industry. When it started, because the gender that it attracted was predominantly
male.
Guys.
Oo.
And sila nag-flourish. But that doesn't mean that the male species owns DJing. I think in all aspects naman eh. Like even piloting, being a pilot. Because lahat ng pilot dati lalaki, hindi na pwede magkaroon ng female pilot. But look at it now. We have a lot of female pilots now.
True.
I guess in all aspects. So I think the problem happened when in the beginning, a lot of these events and parties were booking models. Kasi, obviously, when you're a DJ, you're the center of attraction.
Yes.
You're up there. So if you put in someone aesthetic,
yes,
it's an eye candy.
True.
There were a lot of organizers and promoters back then who prioritized that.
And we will not name.
No, I'm not gonna name names, but there were a lot of models who would stand up there and look like an idiot while they were playing.
Yeah. Nakita mo
no, which is why back in 2012 or 20 when I taught Therese and Kai, we put up a sort of like an academy. We called it Music Fashion. We were thinking, if this is the trend and people want to book female DJs, models, if you want to call them, then why don't we make it right for them? Wala namang masama eh.
Pwede naman eh.
Pwede naman talaga. Pero turuan nyo ng maayos para pag sinampan nyo dyan, di kayo nakakahiya.
Totoo.
And that's really my goal back then. But then nga, hindi mo nga ma-contain eh. We don't know when. Ako lang mag-isa eh. Well, dalawa kami. I partnered with Chris Royber.
Si Royber.
Yeah, we called it Music Fashion.
Yeah.
That was our goal back then. We thought about 4, but most of them moved to another country na.
Di rin nila kinaya yung
Hindi naman. Except that they just really moved. But like, Kai,
Kai
we
lives
listen
and
to her
pushes through.
play. She plays
Yeah.
very well. Trish as well. So there's nothing wrong with booking female DJs, to be honest.
I think siguro marami lang talagang bitter na
Siguro, because dumadami na sila, maybe some guys are threatened that, they're gonna overshadow the guys. I don't think so. It all boils down to talent.
totoo. Siyempre kahit gaano kaganda.
And how you handle a crowd.
True.
So if you're a female DJ and you're talented and you can handle a crowd, I'm all for you.
And okay, that's very good. And for you who has been traveling a lot, you've been to places. How do you think it helped you on being a DJ or a performer?
Siyempre, you see how they perform.
Yes.
And you see how the crowd reacts to them. So you sort of like emulate that towards your sets.
Isa pa, on performing with international DJs because you have opened
Wala.
a lot. Parang ang dami mo nang inopenan, ang dami mo nang kinlowsan na international DJs. For you, who was the best experience? Who is the worst? Alam mo
Walang
yung
worst. Ay, teka,
Alam mo
worst.
yung worst, hindi dumating.
Well, yeah. That's not. There's no experience there.
No experience.
Siguro the best would be Matthew Coma.
Okay.
Matthew Coma, I love the way he plays because he doesn't just play, he sings.
Oo.
He's so down to earth. He's amazing. I've worked with him twice.
Twice na.
Yeah, twice. Galante is okay then. Yeah.
Galantes, Kura, nakasama mo na rin.
Yes, Kura.
Heartbeats. Magkasama tayo niyan.
Sandro Silva.
Oo.
Who
Blaster
else?
Jacks.
Blaster Jacks. Yeah.
Yan yung Blaster Jacks po. Yung
Bass Jacker, sorry.
Bass Jacker, sorry. Yan yung binook ako ni David sa isang gig. Tapos, at I think around 1 a.m., tinatawagan niya ako. Sabi niya sa akin, Vic, nasan ka? Sabi ko, nandito. Sabi mo, mag-MC ako dito sa event na to. Sabi niya, di ba patapos na yan? Sabi ko, in a bit. Sabi niya, takbo ka na dito. Sabi ko, bakit? Kasi, yung bass jackers, patapos na sila. Sabi ko, anong gagawin ko dyan? Iinom tayo? Hindi. Mag-MC ka rin dito. And this was in Chaos ba?
Yeah, Chaos.
So parang, nasa QC ako noon, tinakbo ko ng 15 minutes, parang 1:15, 1:30, nasa Chaos na ako. Then yun, bigla sabi niya, let's go. So ganun ka-crazy yung...
New Year's yun, New Year's.
New Year's ba yun?
New Year's.
New Year's yun. And for that one, what is the worst?
The worst, except that one you mentioned. Actually, wala naman.
Wala
So
naman.
far, okay naman.
Sino yung worst? That the one that I mentioned.
Oh, Alesso, just because he didn't show up.
He didn't show up.
He didn't perform. Sayang, because, a lot of people wanted to see him. And we were actually the first Asian country to have him after the pandemic.
Yeah. Have him again after the pandemic.
He's been here before.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have shared the stage with Alesso before. Sa tingin mo, bakit siya hindi nagpakita? Because I have heard the rumors na nandito na daw siya sa Pilipinas.
Actually, he was.
He was?
He just thought that the venue was too big.
Really?
And he didn't think that it was going to be filled with people.
To be short, kupal lang, no?
Medyo.
Wala eh. Siguro pag ganung level ka, pwede ka na maging kupal talaga.
No, but I think Ovation and him are in talks of having
having it.
having it done again. Because, he was fully paid for that.
Yes.
Ako kasi, if you fully pay me, I don't care kung 3 lang yung tao dyan. I'll still play.
Tama. Minsan nga kahit walang tao,
Oo.
tinutugtugan natin.
Bayad ako so di ba? But again, as you said, if you're in that level na, pwede na. But see how many haters he has now in the Philippines.
Sobrang dami nagalit talaga.
If that's something he doesn't care about, then that's all on him.
So, you have started since 98.
Yeah.
Up until 2018-19, you have performed in basically the top places here in Manila, in the Philippines. And
Luckily.
it's a blessing.
The blessing, yes.
Then, something happened in 2020.
The pandemic. What happened in 2020?
Di ba? So something happened in 2020. So what happened for you during the pandemic? Ano naging pivot for you? First, syempre, the feeling of course na, alam na natin yan eh. Syempre, the feeling of, kala mo, katapusan na ng mundo and everything.
No, actually, on the contrary, I thought this COVID thing was just gonna be, it's 3 months lang yan, okay. Medyo tumatagal na, sir. Parang, well, luckily nga, as Vic has mentioned, apart from DJing, you know, meron pa naman ako mga naitatagong
bala,
hidden talent. I even during the pandemic, a lot of materials have to be shown online.
Yes.
Which needed voice.
Oo nga pala, no?
So I did a lot of voice talent work during the pandemic. And then I pivoted to streaming events online. I did a bunch
Gumawa ka ng OnlyFans.
No. Okay, since physical events could not be mounted, a lot of the companies were, were doing virtual events.
Corporate events.
Yeah, so the corporate events were done online.
Totoo, kasama mo sila Aki.
Yes. And that's one of the things I did during the pandemic.
But you created the show during the pandemic, if I'm not mistaken.
We called it So Ano Na. We just wanted to test out if we could do it. And that's how we did it. So when people saw us do it, we got what you call this, inquiries.
Yes.
We have an event, can you do this for us? And I'm thankful. One of the biggest clients that we had for the pandemic was Globe Telecom.
Wow.
Siguro on the first year, Globe awarded us about 28 webinars.
Wow.
Yep. Which dragged on to 2021 until maybe half of 2022.
Crazy.
Yep. I did virtual events for Globe, for Epson, for Adidas.
Yes.
For some schools who did their alumni homecoming online.
So we can say that the pandemic worked in your favor. Because after you didn't lose gigs, you got more gigs. You're just staying at home, and also you did a show with Lunio and Mark.
Oh yeah, we called it the VIP.
VIP.
Yeah, we did a weekly Zoom show.
Yeah,
for people to watch, and yeah, that's one of the things that gave us a little income back then.
Kept you going during the pandemic.
Yes.
Nag-guest pa ako dyan one time.
Yes.
So
it was fun. Because these were the people that we never see in the clubs. And having them...
Ang matindi doon, guys. Pa-party kayo sa bahay, meron pa kayo entrance fee. 100 pesos. So, ilan yung guests niyo usually?
Our Zoom account is for 1,000 participants. And during our first episode, we had 700 guests, paid guests.
Wow.
After that, it was all sold out every week. 1,000.
Intense.
Yep.
Paano hatian nyo nun?
Siyempre, split 3 ways.
Split 3 ways. Walang magulang. Walang anak.
Wala.
Split 3 ways, no? Wala yung, guys, since dito naman tayo sa bahay.
No, but of course, we had some costs also. Like the Zoom account, it's not that cheap to have a 1,000 participant Zoom account, which you paid monthly, and then little gastos like.
Pero ang dami mo rin nakuha during that show. I mean, New Era, you got...
No. New Era way before pandemic.
Way before the pandemic pa.
Yeah.
So, ano yung mga sponsors na nakuha nyo during that show?
No, what the sponsors we had for the show were people who paid for the entrance fees of other people. So what they're gonna pay for, they're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna pay for 300 entrance fees, which you guys can give away. Ganun yung sponsorship namin nun. So meaning, whether may manood o wala, may bayad na 300.
Intense.
Yeah. And, ano yan, marami sila na ganyan. Akin yung 300.
So, bigyan mo naman sila ng shoutout dito. Yung mga sponsor mo.
Actually, si Mark yung nakakaalala. But we have one from...
Actually, binanggit nga tayo ni Mark during his Pero alam kong kilala mo rin sila at kilala ka nila.
Yeah.
DJ Luño Official International Dubai.
Madami mga
Diba, mga
most of them Luño fan clubs. And then we have individuals abroad from Canada, from the US, who would watch us weekly and pay for people's entrance.
Saya, no?
Saya. Yun lang. Because of that, later on, they stopped buying. They were just waiting for the sponsors to
get free.
Although bayad naman din. Pero syempre, it loses the fun eh. Pagka they're just waiting for the raffle or the sponsors.
Since you were a full-time DJ performer, a live events performer, what do you think was the biggest adjustment for you and your family? For the kids?
It's the late nights, really.
Late nights.
Yeah. And of course, when you're out at night and you're asleep during the day, you basically have no time for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you still make time for them.
That's why I make sure my Sundays are
for them.
For them, yeah.
Free.
Yep.
Kasi kilala kita eh. Kasi dati, so ang lifestyle kasi namin ni David dati, lalo na pag meron kaming international, back-to-back gigs or out-of-town gigs or kung ano man yan. Pag Sunday, magluluto sila David ng sinigang na baboy. At yung sinigang na baboy na yun, alam niya na kung sino ang uubos nun.
Oo. Ano yun? Pang-reset ng taste buds yan.
Oo. Ako ang kakain talaga nun. Sinigang na baboy, tas minsan may nilaga pa, tapos tilapia. Nakakagutom.
Yes, sir.
Well, we have discussed that. So after the pandemic, paano naman nag-start ang DJ gigs mo? Syempre, medyo meron pang uncertainties yan.
Ako hindi.
Wala?
When things started to open up, I was really confident that it's gonna go back. You know why?
Why?
Everybody was suppressed eh.
True.
So parang sabi ko, ako mismo eh, sabi ko, makalabas lang ako ulit. I'll give the performance of my life every time. Kasi imagine mo 2 years kang hindi naka-perform. Medyo
mainit talaga.
Oo. Which is what's happening now. I mean, you can see now parang nag-pandemic ba?
Actually, a lot of kids are crazier now. Because what Mark was saying is, yung mga 15, 14, 16 noong 2020, after the pandemic, 18 na silang lahat.
Oo, di ba?
Diba? So,
adults na sila. So,
pwede
na.
So, pwede na sila. Sobrang dami. So, let's say merong 1 million na naging 18. Lahat sila gusto nila. And since
hindi nila na-experience yun eh. Kung baka nasa bahay lang sila eh. So, ngayon,
at hindi nila tayo kilala.
Let's go! Ganon.
Oo. At yung mga tao naman na nagpahinga na, ito na yung bagong generation. So, with that being said, paano mo ma-differentiate yung mga tao nung pre-pandemic and post-pandemic when it comes to, let's say, the festival, the event goers?
What do you mean by paano ko ma-differentiate?
The
how they are?
Yeah. Because for me, when I go out, for me, they're much crazier.
Yeah. Mas ano nga sila ngayon, mas game sila.
Mas intense.
Oo, kasi na-miss nila eh.
Parang ngayon, ngayon sila nag-YOLO talaga.
YOLO.
Crazy. So with that, ano ang mga high and lows na na-feel mo?
During the pandemic?
With everything.
Ako, I wouldn't change anything. If I went back in time, I'd still be DJing.
Oh.
I love to DJ. I think it's in my blood already. So I'm basically a performer.
With your sons, meron ka na ba nakikitaan na susunod sa yapak mo?
Unfortunately, wala.
Si Waki ayaw?
Wala. So, sayaw ang gusto nun. I taught him, I showed him. He knows how.
But we shall see.
But maybe it's too early to tell. Pero kasi at age niya,
yun yung
gusto ko na talaga
eh.
Yeah.
Siguro iba. Pero iba
talaga iba. Kasi iba yung influences nga ngayon eh. Nung araw wala naman tayong internet eh.
Totoo.
Wala tayong ibang pinagkakaguluhan kundi yung mga langit lupa, patintero.
Totoo.
Ganyan. Now everything's online eh. So Iba yung influences na yun.
Hindi ka ba medyo nababother doon? Wala kang papasahan?
It's inevitable. You mean my legacy?
Yeah.
Okay lang because at least ako lang.
Na-enjoy mo na. Na-enjoy mo na, nadaanan mo na. Up until when you plan to DJ?
Hanggat kaya ko. And hanggat may kumukuha sa akin. Yun yung mantra ko eh.
Talaga? Pero medyo matagal-tagal yan kasi...
Hindi ko alam. Hindi ko rin alam kasi ako right now, I feel my age na rin eh.
Talaga?
Oo.
Kung tanong natin sa Lawson, tanong natin sa Didi,
Uy, hindi ako nagloloson ah.
tanong natin sa ano,
Di ba, what I'm saying, ramdam ko na. Yung mga, pagka nag-all out ako ngayon, para mga 2 days ako magre-recover niyan. Dati, kinabukasan, game ulit. Alam mo yun? Diba? Malayo edad natin. So,
hindi bro.
When you reach my age,
Hindi,
you feel
bro.
it.
Para sa akin, hindi na ganun. Ang dami nagsasabi sa akin ganyan, pero ako, yung hangover dati, tsaka hangover ngayon, crazy na rin eh.
Di ba? Ramdam mo,
Intense
di ba?
na eh.
Ramdam mo.
Lalo na ako, I mean, you do gigs every night.
Practically
Every night.
Yep.
I
Except
mean,
Sundays.
Ako ay just do gigs kung ayaw mong mag-gig kasi pinapasa mo sa akin yung gig mo. 'Di ba? Because I focus much of my time on different things, which is ito na ang podcast, yung health.
Okay.
So, we have talked about the early days of DJing. You plan to never stop.
Hindi naman never stop. I said, I'm gonna DJ for as long as I can. And for as long as people still trust me with their decks. So, in their events.
So, yun nga,
I can't tell.
Para sa akin, for life nga yun. Kasi ang dami nating kakilala na Tsaka ikaw kasi parang, kung titignan niyo po yung picture ni Mr. David Ardiente from 1998 hanggang ngayon, parehas lang itsura niya. Hindi siya tumaba, hindi rin siya pumayat, hindi humaba buhok niya. Standard.
Ganun lang talaga.
Ganun lang talaga. So, talagang nakuhun mo lang yung skills mo, napapaganda mo lang, and you have touched a lot of lives in terms of motivating them, especially new artists and new kids.
Ako, medyo ako dyan. Now that feeling ko nga, I'm at like my, ano bang tawag doon? End of my term, so to speak. When you told me na hindi ka ba sad na wala kang mapag-iwan, marami actually. Doesn't have to be my son.
Oo.
Madami, which is why now.
Well, with that one, syempre na dito ko.
Yeah. I try my best to help out other DJs who need help.
Oh, kasi guys, si David ang takbuhan mo kung wala kang gig. So sa mga listener natin na nag-start pa lang mag-DJ at gusto mag-DJ, lalo na si Lance, na gusto mag-DJ, si David nga po pala ang ahensya ng pagdi-DJ. Can you tell them lahat ng wag ka mag-iwan yung sa ngayon, lahat ng venues that you perform, that you supply artists to?
Okay. Mondays versus Tuesdays reserve. I supply DJs for Bugsies.
Wednesdays, DD.
I don't supply. Well, we have a night.
Unite.
Yeah. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday at Bugsies Makati. Saturday, Gold Bar in Makati. What else? Choto also. Choto Mate. Thursdays. Coconut. No, I swapped from Coconut to Choto.
Okay. Pero how about the one in Pobla? The one that you told me before?
Which one is that?
The one that you told me that you're meeting for na nalalagyan mo rin ng artists.
That didn't push through.
That didn't push through. So isipin niya naman parang 7 venues or 8 venues. So doon mo masasabi talaga. And with that, kasi when you book an artist, it's not just one artist per night, at least 2 to 3 artists per night. So basically, you're helping a lot of artists, especially sa livelihood nila. At I think it brings you a lot of joy as well.
Oo naman. When I get messages like, Kasi mga anak si ganyan.
Si Harvey ba to?
Kasi kailangan pambili ng ganito.
Si Earl ba to?
Tapos, you're able to give them work. Nakakatuwa na, alam mo yun, kahit pa paano nakatulong ka.
Totoo. And I know you, hindi ka naghahanap ng kapalit.
Ako naman.
Hindi
na. Kasi pag naghanap ka ng kapalit, hindi tulong yun.
Oo. Ano na yun?
Negosyo.
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 Totoo. Ano ang mabibigay mong advice sa isang starting na isang events host? Bigla akong kakabig dun. Because when I was starting as a host or as an MC, dinadaga ako and you were like, bro, ano ka ba? Laki ng katawan mo, pogi mo. Just show up, do your thing, be confident.
The most important thing is you have to know what you're talking about. When you're the host, you have to know what's going on.
Yes.
You have to know who your audience is. You have to know the event you're hosting for. What
paano pagkalamay yung hostingan?
Wala.
Hindi ka pwede mag-host.
Hindi ka pwede mag-host.
Hindi pwede.
Hindi
Hindi pwedeng mabuhay tayong lahat.
Pwede dyan yung suggestion ni Mark Marasigan.
Ano?
Magpa Korean barbecue ka. Samgip sa lamay.
Pero paano na nangyari wedding?
Ayan. So, take time to talk to the bride and groom.
Tama.
So that you have stuff to talk about. Kilalanin mo si girl.
No. How about for the corporate events?
Ganun din. Ano ba yan? Ano ba yung event mo?
Kailangan alamin mo talaga.
You have to know what you're talking about.
True.
Kasi if you don't know, it's gonna show on stage.
True.
People will know whether you're bullshitting your way through the event or not.
Through the show or not.
Yeah.
For you, ano ang pinakamahirap na style ng event?
Yung impromptu. Yung tipong wala ka ng script.
Talaga?
And you have to, when they say, the director says, stretch. Yun ang talagang on the fly.
Yun yung
kailangan mag-isip ka ng, pag-usapan natin traffic kanina maga.
Sino
ganyan.
ba nakakatawa dito?
Yeah. That's the hardest part.
Diba?
When you're being asked to stretch and you don't know what to say.
Actually, yan din ang mahirap, lalo na when you're performing. Tapos biglang namatay ang CDJ. Biglang namatay ang music.
It happens.
That happens.
That's something people can't blame you for that.
Yes.
Technical glitches will always happen.
Okay. That's a very good advice. So, nasabi mo na kanina yung advice mo on DJing and for the people
and sorry,
na magsimula.
When you're hosting kasi, obviously, you have to be able to speak well. Ako, my advice to people who want to get into hosting, radio DJing is you read newspapers, read magazines, read it aloud.
Totoo. So take it from David kasi kita nyo naman yung boses niya. Para kang niro-romance. Ano ang pinaka-crazy messages na mga nakuha mo? Kasi marami kang kinwento sa akin dati when you were mounting sa radio.
My show was midnight eh.
Oo, midnight.
I hosted the midnight show. And nung araw...
The midnight show with David Ardiente.
Ano tawag dito? YM pa kami nun. Naalala niyo pa ba yung YM? Yahoo Messenger. Merong Yahoo Messenger yung station nun eh. And you get a lot of these messages. May mga nagla-live, nagpapakita ng mga hubad na pictures nila. Na ikaw naman, totoo ba? Ikaw ba talaga yan? Alam niyo guys, kasi a lot of, when you're on, of course, people can't see your face when you're on radio. And, syempre, they hear your voice, sounds good. Automatically, they would think of somebody na mala Tom Cruise yung...
Oo, lalo na yung boses mo.
So, they throw themselves at you thinking na the guy behind the mic is some Chris Hemsworth, whatever. Hindi naman alam eh.
So, David, kanina grabe yung pinag-usapan natin, no? Yung napakaganda, makulay mong career. I think ang takeaway ko sa career mo is number 1, being patient. Number 2, being persistent. And number 3, being true to your craft. Kasi if I look at you from a third person's perspective talaga, yun talaga eh. Talagang paangat ng paangat lagi. You have performed in the best clubs, the best night bars, and you have partnered with the biggest corporate brands. So with that being said, gusto kong malaman because syempre kanina natakil natin and you have given your 2 cents regarding female DJs with model DJs. Syempre, ang dami na hate na lumalabas. Alam mo naman na hindi natin maiiwasan yan. Ang daming hate na lumalabas, whether it be from a former DJ, whether it be from a DJ right now, or a DJ that turned into something. So, anong masasabi mo dyan?
Ako siguro, the way I see it, hate stems out from from jealousy.
Mm-mm.
Okay, never. This is how I see it. Never compare yourself to anyone, to others.
Yes.
Don't be jealous of the others' successes. Your time will come.
True.
It's not how fast you make it. It's if you make it.
Mm-mm.
Don't focus on how fast you're gonna get there, but focus on how you're gonna get there.
Yes.
When you stop comparing yourself or competing with everyone else, the hate will stop as well. Be happy for your co-DJ's accomplishments and successes. Be inspired with what they're doing.
Yes.
If you see something in them that you don't have, emulate. Don't stop improving yourself, your craft, your skills. Keep practicing. There's no limit in practice mode.
So napakaganda ng sagot ni David, no, pang Mr. Universe.
And plus, if there's anybody out there that you have a grudge against, no, guys,
i-PM mo na lang.
Nag-pandemic na.
Yan.
Kala natin patay na tayo lahat.
Yan.
Let's all be happy. We're still, the industry is alive and kicking. There's so much work for everyone out there.
Yan.
You just have to know where to dig.
Paano gusto nila i-dig yung grudge?
Wag. If there's somebody out there that you have a grudge against, make amends. Message him, message her. Say sorry. Say let's be friends again. Pero yung akin hindi eh. No, seriously. There's too much energy spent on hate. That you'd rather want to spend on improving yourself. So, yun lang guys. Parang, let's stop the hate. Let's just all be happy. And, we're here to entertain people. How do you entertain people if there's hatred inside you? It's gonna show.
Siguro yung mga madaming hate yun yung mga wala masyadong gig.
Wala kang gig, gawan mo ng paraan.
Totoo.
You ask yourself, why not? Diba?
Paano yan,
Paano
yan sinasabi nila sa akin, si Victor Pring wala ng gig, ganun.
Ikaw, ayaw mo lang kasi mag-gig. Iba naman yun eh. I mean, you ask yourself why. Lahat naman tayo dumaan dyan eh, so walang gig.
Tama.
Pero hindi mo gagawa ng paraan, wala talagang mangyayari. Labas-labas ka din.
I think what
expose yourself to other people.
True.
Meet new friends. Create connections. You network.
Continue.
By networking, you don't know who this person knows who might be able to need your services in the future.
Yes.
So always keep an open mind.
Alam mo, ang ganda dyan, no, nung sinabi mo na yan. And I'd like to take this from DJ Ron po dahil dun sa sinabi niya kanina sa post ni Mark Marisigan. Very simple. Mahaba pero kukunin ko na lang yung last part. This from quoting Ron po, master your talent, create good relationship with others in the industry.
Correct.
Run, train, live healthy, meditate, and repeat.
Diba?
Sa'yo naman, master your talent, create good relationship with others in the industry, sleep, eat, repeat. That was a good one. And sobrang dami kong natutunan. Sobrang dami kong
Salamat.
nakuhang quotable quotes. And I am sure a lot of young starting individuals will learn a lot from this
I hope so.
topic.
I hope so. And thank you for having me and congratulations on this podcast.
Thank you so much.
Ito yung mga gusto kong endeavors eh.
Oo.
Let's spread good vibes, not spreading issues and alam mo yun.
Parang may galit ka dyan sa sinasabi mo.
Hindi ko naman sinasabing meron.
Oo.
Pero pag ako nawala ng gig, magva-vlogger na lang ako.
Di na po ako magsasalita dyan. You can ask directly David Ardiente for that. So for our listeners who want to watch you live, where can they see you?
Okay, Mondays I'm at Versus Barcade in Uptown. Tuesdays I'm at Reserve in Forbes-Town, BGC. Wednesdays I'm in Buena Vida by the old Alegria in the Uniqlo building. Thursdays I'm in Chotomate. Fridays, Saturdays, Bugsy's in Makati, plus Rebel, Yes Please, and the other Palace outlets.
Intense. Monday to Saturday. And with that, meron pa siya mga corporate gigs, and everything, hosting and all. So again, I am Victor Pring. This is Unfiltered. Today's series is called The Rise, and you have seen the rise again of one very talented David Ardiente. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Peace out.